What's poppin', y'all? If you want to talk about things that have aged terribly in the shortest time span ever, it would have to be the last video that I did on Keisha Kaur and Gucci Mane. So I'm going to play you guys this clip first of Keisha, and then I'm going to explain why this was such a terrible outcome.
Only thing Gucci got to do is shower. He don't got to do nothing else. I do everything for that man, but not because I have to do it. I want to. I enjoy taking care of him. I enjoy him just being happy and going to the studio and doing music. I don't want him to worry about the bills, worry about what he got to eat, worry about nothing. That man, all he got to do is bathe child and go do his shows and go to the studio. That is it. The wife takes care of everything else, and I love doing it. And if I don't do it, I would be miserable.
Why do you think you'd be miserable?
Because I want to take care of my man. I don't want nobody else to do it. I want you to pay so-and-so to do this. The chef, I cook for him. I buy his clothes. I do everything. And I want to keep the money at home.
Baby!
I want to keep the money in the bank.
Yes.
I invest. I do great investments. So it's like, the thing is, when you have a man, you want that man to need you, not want you. And Gucci needs me. He can't function without me. And that's what you want in a relationship.
So Keisha Kaur, she described her relationship with Gucci Mane, and it got up in arms. You can watch the video on that if you want to get more details there. But the part where it really messed me up was I used Drika Gates and Kevin Gates as another example of, hey, this is a relationship where it's clear that whatever they have going on is working for them. We never heard any controversy from Drika Gates and Kevin Gates until today. And that was that she filed for divorce, which is like that happened within 48 hours of me dropping that video, maybe 36 hours. So it was reported by TMZ. It says rapper Kevin Gates is getting served because his wife just filed for divorce. Drika, who used to manage Kevin, beelined it to court Wednesday and filed for divorce from Kevin after 9 years of marriage. In the docs obtained by TMZ, Drika lists the date of separation as July 10th, and she's going with the irreconcilable differences as the reason for the split. Irreconcilable differences is something that's always just, it basically like, I don't want to do this anymore. That's really it. It's not an actual reason. Kevin and Drika have two minor children, 12-year-old Isla, which was named after, or he named his album after this child, which is a classic album. I don't want to hear what anybody has got to say. Like, Isla by Kevin Gates is a classic album. And 11-year-old Hazza, and Drika is seeking joint legal and physical custody of the kids. So at least she here is saying like, hey, look, I'm not trying to take full custody, and I will get into this a little bit after. Drika is also seeking spousal support, and she checked the box to terminate the court's ability to award spousal support to Kevin. It's unclear if there's a prenup. Kevin and Drika got married in October 2015, so the divorce filing comes a few months shy of what would have been their 10th wedding anniversary. We reached out to Kevin's camp, and his rep says Kevin is unfortunately declining to speak on the matter at this point in time. Now, the reason why I used Drika and Kevin Gates as a great example is because you guys have probably been seeing what Kevin Gates has been on. Kevin Gates was with Rennie Rucci. Kevin Gates was with Brittany Renner. Kevin Gates was with, and those are just the public chicks that he's been with publicly. So it wasn't like he was hiding and going and hanging out with these chicks. And Drika never said anything. They would even ask her to comment on it, and she didn't comment on anything. And that's why I used her as a great example, because they've been together forever. I think they met in high school, if I recall correctly, both from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and she held him. They've been together for like 18 plus years. I think it's around there. And early on, when he decided to take music seriously around 2010, keep in mind, I don't know what their relationship was Kevin Gates was serving a prison term, but she held him down when he served the second prison term after he kicked that chick in the chest at a show that was trying to grab on his family jewels. I don't know why that term came into my head. I haven't heard that term since I was probably in the 3rd grade, but I felt like it was a proper time to use it. So when he decided to start pursuing music, she became his promoter. She would book his stuff. She was his record label, which allowed him to build Breadwinners Association and not get screwed over by record labels. So that really allowed them to make a ton of money. And then she also held him down when he was doing that sentence in 2017, which was about 30 months, which is what I'm talking about when he kicked that chick in the chest. She also has like some of her own businesses on the side, but she never tries to take attention from Kevin Gates. Like, for example, like she's the opposite of what people are calling with like Travis Hunter and his chick always trying to be the center of attention. Although she has cooled off and they seem to be doing fine. And fine is we're not hearing about it. That's the way I see it. Like some people will still say, oh, well, she doesn't deserve him. I think they just got married. But anyway, so what really started to up the ante between them, because Kevin Gates used to talk about Drika like he was just obsessed with her and she was the greatest thing ever. And she had 2 of his kids. But in 2022 and 2024, there were rumors about a potential split. And that was because of Kevin Gates hanging out with all of these other chicks. But in his song, Super General, he said that he made a tribute song to Drika to protect her. Basically, like, let everybody know, like, nah, I love this woman. We're tight, all of that. People were saying that they were separated for at least a year or 2, but I don't know about that. We don't really know about their back end. Pause on that. But circling back to the point where I said, like, Drika is an example of a really, really solid woman because she never did anything to embarrass Kevin Gates, to have Kevin Gates looked at in a negative manner. If anything, Kevin Gates potentially did that to himself, right? And on top of that, she is seeking spousal support, which we'll address in a moment, but she's not trying to take the kids away. So she's not even vindictive in the moment where she could be at the most and try to take full custody of the kids and say, yo, look, there's plenty of evidence to try to use against Kevin Gates of him in public interviews where you could say like, oh, this guy's not fit. He's got this type of career and look what he's saying. He's violent, this and that. But she's like, no, we can have joint custody. And she is seeking spousal support, and she also said like, oh, this guy should not be able to get spousal support to Kevin Gates. So we don't know the inner workings of their deal because Breadwinners Association is an independent label. I believe they had a distribution deal with Atlantic for quite a long time. And then they were put out through, I don't know if it was Atlantic or APG. Either one, they're pretty much like operating right with alongside each other. And if you look at like Luca Brasi 2, all of those projects, you can't really see Atlantic anywhere on there. You just see Breadwinners. But yeah, recently you can see Artist Partner Group, which is APG, which is under Atlantic. So that's 2025. So I'm guessing he got a distribution deal with them now and he was releasing independently back then, but that doesn't seem, he was with Atlantic back then. It was Breadwinner Atlantic, but he had his own independent label for a while. He was dropping mixtapes. He was building up his career mixtapes, doing shows, and she was instrumental to all of that. So she was operating as his manager, tour manager, like all in one, which allowed him to just focus on the music. And that's why I say if she didn't get paid, like objectively, like, hey, Drika owns a percentage of this, and she wasn't getting paid during that time, for her to ask for spousal support, I can't be mad at it because she's looking at it like, hey, I built this business with you. I didn't get paid because what was yours was mine and we were together and that was that. But now I want to get reimbursed for everything that I helped build. And I don't think that Kevin Gates would have any problem doing that. Who knows? Who knows how things have separated between them? But I think this is a situation where why did it take this long? It seemed like Kevin Gates was always like after other chicks and she tolerated for many years. So I just hope it wasn't a situation where she allowed herself to get urged or manipulated by these other chicks into leaving Kevin Gates because she felt like she could do better, quote unquote. I don't think this is going to be one of those situations like when Cardi B pumped fake divorce with Offset 3 different times. Like, she clearly came to this decision over a long period of time. She didn't just hop out and say like, oh man, this guy embarrassed me. He's with a chick. Like, Kevin Gates has been Kevin Gates. He has not changed whatsoever. So I think this is a decision that is likely permanent and they won't be getting back together. And it's really just unfortunate for their kids. But I think it's such a coincidence that I use them as an example and then boom, they end up getting divorced. But I still do think the example is great because even in divorce, she's, as far as we've seen, has not done anything negative or embarrassing or attention seeking. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.